I've got you, just to myself today, to talk to you about what I want to do to the ply on the walls. I don't want them to be this brown colour. So what I've had to do first is go out and buy some sandpaper. I didn't want to buy loads of sheets, but I found this cool little block. So one side is tougher than the other. I just need to rub that over the boards to get some of the just like dust and dirt and toughen it up a little bit so there's no just loose bits of wood on when I paint. I bought firstly some primer and undercoat, and I went for a grey because what I want to do is when that's dried then put this eggshell on top, which is kind of like, I don't know if you can see that, like a bluey, and then once that's all dried with the coarser side I want to sort of distress the wood so it looks like it's not just fresh paint. I've got paintbrushes and a block and I'm gonna go for it. Well, that was easy, obviously, it was always going to be, but now I need to get into this, the primer. It's going in with a key, is that right? Probably not. I've bent the key. I should go and get a knife. Anyway, I'll be back. Got a knife. Okay. I chose one of the least favourite knives. I think it's one of Owen's favourite knives. We have two different types of cutlery. And I didn't want to choose the one that I liked, just in case I break it. Okay, I painted all of the ply, or primed it I should say. Bit of an issue where we had to fix this box onto the side, see where it's just not taking? We had to use, I don't remember what's in there, I'll write on here what it is. So I'm hoping when we paint it, it will take, but I'll figure that out as we go. So I've got to let this dry now for 24 hours. Hey puppy! Okay, the sun's actually out a bit more today, so you can kind of see the colour of it a bit better. It's actually gone really well. It's covered it. It's covered the brown of the wood really well. It's a really nice light grey. Something else we actually did yesterday, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's these lines down the ply. That's because the doors actually were leaking, and we knew that was happening for a while. And so we bought some seal, like sticky seal stuff to go on the doors. So I don't know if you can see that. It's a rubbery bit here that we actually stuck on ourselves, and up here to stop all the water getting in. And then I tested it by throwing a whole cup of water over it and it didn't leak, so that was a win. Now I'm gonna go over the grey with blue and hope that it takes and covers it, and I'm hoping that it complements it, the grey. I will just see what happens. Worst case scenario, I'll just paint over it all. Is what I have brought must just be like a gloss, because it's not doing anything. Nothing. It's literally not even. So I'm considering getting the grey primer that I've used underneath this blue and just putting that on the metal, because the bits that I've accidentally got on the metal already whilst painting has dried and is covering the white, and would go quite nicely next to the blue. I might go get a bit and just test it. I've painted loads. See behind me? Painted loads. Painted grey there, grey down there, behind me on the bit there, I've painted loads grey with wood paint. So I don't even know if it's going to take, I don't know if it's going to look good, but I do know I did a first coat, and then by the time I got back around to some of it, it was dry enough that I could put quite a thick second one on, and it looks really nice. Like, it looks really smart, and it goes really well with the blue. Something else that I've done, I don't know if you can see that, but I've sanded this bit because that's going to be covered by a bed anyway, just to test it. It looks really awful on camera. It looks quite cool on this one little bit, but I feel a bit, oh god, I fell over. I feel a little bit anxious about doing everything, just in case it doesn't look good. So we might end up with just these quite bright blue walls, which I don't hate, it just wasn't my plan. And once the roof is cladded, it's going to be quite light wood, so it's going to end up looking really beachy in here, which will be really nice. Just another day in the van figuring out what we're doing as we go.